What's up, guys? In this video, we're talking about how you get more subscribers faster. And I'm going through a method that does work super well, and it's not something that a lot of people are implementing into their channel. It really takes looking at your whole channel approach and seeing if there's ways that you can implement this kind of strategy, because this strategy ends up getting your videos suggested more, which brings in more subscribers. All right, guys, let's get into it. So this video is sponsored by Pixel Film Studios. So you're probably wondering how Pixel Film Studios ties in with some YouTube education. Well, I use a lot of their plugins for this strategy that we're gonna be talking about in this video, and I'll talk about how you use the plugins in a little bit. So the strategy that I'm talking about is creating series. So think of your YouTube channel like a network, a TV network or something like that. Now, what you wanna do is have series. So if you're like a National Geographic network, then you might have a show that's about the oceans, and that's one show on the network. Well, you're gonna have other shows. So you gotta think of your YouTube channel in the same way. So you have this umbrella, you have this channel. My channel is Jeven Dovey. Now, underneath my Jeven Dovey channel, or network, however you wanna think about it, I'm gonna have different series that I'm gonna keep adding videos into. Now, one of these that you might have seen on this channel is the biggest mistakes new YouTubers make. And if you've followed this for a little while, you'll see that I've made this video over and over. It's different information, different people within it, but that series is formatted the same way. It has the same structure in terms of how the videos are made. And then it also has the same style of content. So if you're interested in hearing about mistakes that YouTubers make and you like this style where we're bouncing back and forth between creators, then that series might really resonate with you. And when you watch one video, you're gonna be suggested to go watch another video by YouTube. So there's one trap I wanna talk about. A lot of people think that they're creating like these series by just saying, I do tutorials, I do reviews, I do vlogs, I do whatever the big umbrella thing is that you do. That's not necessarily a series. A series is much more defined. And it's defined in a few ways. It's defined in the structure, so how you put the video together. It's defined in the graphics you use, the look, the feel. It's defined in the kind of presentation. So like, yeah, you might have more vlog elements for a series, but just saying vlogging, that is not a series. And no matter what style of channel you are, there's gonna be opportunities for you to put series into everything that you're doing. You look at some of the big channels out there, you look at someone like Peter McKinnon, he's implementing a lot of these series into his channel. Shot vs. Shot, Hollywood Filmmaker Reacts To. If you look at those are series. So I have 4 things that I wanna go through when it comes to building out series. First, we're gonna go over there where my computer is, and we're gonna talk about creating a series. And then we're gonna go into testing whether a series is working or not. Then we're gonna go into some optimization tricks, some things to get YouTube algorithm to work for you. And then last, I wanna go through next steps when it comes to thinking through this whole idea of series. All right, so let's get into discussing how you create a series. Kind of mentioned this a little bit ago, but you wanna think through structure, how a video is presented, the information that you're putting in the video, whether it's education or entertainment, doesn't matter. It's all in how you put it together. So let me give you an example. I have a series that I started recently on my channel called 10 Reasons to Get X. And you'll see that I've put a couple videos into this series. One is 10 reasons to get the Deity D4 Duo, and one of them is 10 reasons to get the Insta360 One R. Now, the series is not just about reviewing products. This series is actually about doing reviews in a listicle format where I give you reasons on why you would get a product. Not necessarily like a full detailed review, but just things that make this product stand out. Now, why I built this series is because in previous reviews, a lot of times what I like to do is do a product review, and then towards the end of the video, I would say who this product is for. So I wanted to take that a step further and really just focus on a video that's specifically about why someone would want to get this product. And then I put a listicle format around that. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. There's something to using listicles. You end up getting more audience retention because people want to see what each of the numbers are. So let's talk about how Pixel Film Studios ties into working with these kind of series. So one of the things that I've started doing recently is getting away from just doing a general YouTube intro. Now, a lot of YouTube educators out there say that you should have an introduction, just a quick thing that says like, boom, Jeven Dovey, or boom, whatever your channel is about. Now, I think it's good to have a general introduction. And I did another video where I talk about building your YouTube intro. But once you start getting more into doing series on your channel, you're gonna wanna set up specific introductions and also motion graphics for each series, so they're very distinct. So for example, I have 3 here that I've built out for these 3 series that I'm doing on my channel right now. This first one is 10 reasons to get X. And you'll see that I've done this just black and white bar band. It kind of fits my style of my channel. You'll see this in my thumbnails a lot. Now for cinematic color grading, which is another series I'm doing on my channel, it's a completely different look for the introduction. And it has more of a feel of color grading on it. The way I've laid it out is different, so you see the color grading left and right. That's kind of the whole idea behind this series, is the before or after. And then the third introduction that I've put together is for the biggest mistakes YouTubers make. And so this shows all the creators that are in that video with a motion graphic that flies across the screen. As I create more videos for each of these series, you're gonna see these titles pop up again and again. So it's gonna be that quick indication of, oh, this is part of this series. And then just subconsciously, people are gonna be more engaged with your content because they might like another video in that same series. So all these titles were actually pre-made on Pixel Film Studios. So on their website, they have a ton of titles and motion graphics, and everything is completely automated. All you have to do is type in your text and then all the automation happens. But what's really cool about using these kind of plug-in packs is that it allows you to basically change out every aspect around titles or graphics. So let me pull up one pack that I used, and this is for the Biggest Mistakes series. It's called an Adventure Production Pack. So the production pack is a title plus its lower thirds plus its transitions, and they're all branded in the same way so that you can use all of these elements for one series. So you could change out your text where it says Adventure, you can change out the text where it says Pixel Film Studios, well, and then you could go through and change out the different elements, whether you want color changed or you want like the look of it to be a little bit different. And then you could go through and change even how the animation happens. So you can go through and say, I want to do a long from the top, and you'll see that the bottom element is going to come in a lot slower. Now you can also go through and do things like change out the fonts. You can make it on brand, and then you can go through and change out the background, whether you want to put footage in the background or some graphics or something else, and really just kind of run wild with your creativity. The cool thing about using these templates from Pixel Film Studios is that all these elements are at a good starting point. So if you just wanted to use it as they set it up, that already looks really good. But then you can go through and add in all of your branding, which is a talk for another video, because branding is one of those things you really want to focus in on your channel. But you can add in anything that you want to make it your own. Now, right now there's a sale going on Pixel Film Studios. You can get a title pack which has a bunch of different styles of titles, and I've been using these to craft all these different titles for my series the last few weeks. So let's talk about how you figure out what series would work well on your channel. Well, you're gonna have to test. You're just gonna have to try something. So look at your data, see what's performing, and see if you can make a series out of a video that is starting to work on your channel. I didn't start making this series Biggest Mistakes YouTubers Make just like out of nowhere. I actually made one of those videos and I saw that it performed well, so I made another. And that one also performed well. So when you have an idea for a series, you have to test it. And when you test it, you need to look at your data. So there's 10 reasons to get X. I've done 3 videos so far, and I'm gonna do like 4 or 5 videos to really test this series and see if it's working on my channel. And if it is, I'll keep making videos for it. Now, if I don't get any sort of response from my audience, from you guys, and like the video's not doing that well, then I might just push it away and work on a new series. So you always have to be looking in your analytics and using your analytics to make data-driven decisions. One thing that a lot of YouTubers struggle with is this idea that you just wanna follow your passion. Of course, we all wanna follow our passion. We wanna do what we really care about. If you wanna make money off of this, if you wanna grow a channel, you also have to think, what is practical? What does an audience actually want? Like what do your viewers want? What, in this niche, what are people actually caring about? What do they wanna see? They don't just wanna follow you. Some YouTubers, yes, but the dream is to be like the vlogger that you just shoot whatever you want and people are gonna love it and they're gonna buy products from you and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't work like that for most of us. And so you really have to put your passion, combine it with practicality. Is this something that actually makes sense? And is there a market for this? One of the huge things you have to think about is, how big is your audience? Is your audience like a couple hundred people? Then you're obviously not going to grow a channel. But if this is something that's more mainstream, think tech channels. Tech channels are huge because there's a massive audience there for it. Think beauty channels or cooking channels. How big are those audiences? They're reaching way out into the universe. There's just so many people that are interested in cooking. That's why cooking channels can get so big. But if I was to do a review channel around gear that you use for canyoneering, it's not going to be that big of a channel because that community is not massive. Now there's obviously a group of people that does that, but it's not going to be as big as, say, a cooking channel. So you have to think market, you have to think practicality, and then obviously you want to have your passion involved in that, but it doesn't mean that you just follow your passion and just shoot whatever you want. So the next part is you got to make sure that your videos are linked in some way. So playlists. Playlists are super huge. I've talked about this a lot on my channel. You want to create playlists out of these series. So when you have a series that you know you're gonna keep making videos for, make a playlist out of it, make it an official series playlist. Now this is something I learned recently, but clicking this button that makes it an official series actually creates like more data relationships between the videos. So more likely your video is gonna get suggested next if it's in an official series playlist. Now, some other things that you wanna do is just make sure that from one video, you're pointing people to another video in that same playlist. And I'm gonna do this by adding an in-screen element that points to it. I'm gonna add it in my description, one of the first links that you see. I'm also gonna add it in the comments, the pinned comment. And then if you use cards, I would add it as a card as well. You wanna make as many opportunities for someone to click the next video in the series, because what happens is if there's a lot of traffic going from one video to another video, then the YouTube algorithm's gonna latch onto that and say, hey, this video is what people want to watch after the video that they're currently on, so I'm going to start suggesting that video more. And you'll see in the up next, it works like magic, but all of a sudden the video that you are pointing all these data points to, all of a sudden pops up right there, and you are now funneling people from one video to the next video. And if you look at this new video on the biggest mistakes YouTubers make, and I pointed to this other video in the series, look right there. I'm in incognito mode, and you can see what's up next, the video that I'm pointing to. Speaking of what's next, well, what do you do once you have a series that's performing? Well, you just keep putting videos in that series. And I would stretch it out. You don't want to do like 5 videos back to back in a series. So this series, The Biggest Mistakes YouTubers Make, I'm not going to put out 4 videos in a row for the entirety of the month. Instead, I'm going to spread that out over 4 months because there's going to be more impact if I do it in that way. And then I filter in all the other series. Think of your YouTube channel like a network. How many different shows are on that network? And you want to be constantly uploading videos to these series, so you don't want to go crazy and have like 15 series and you only do 1 video per year in each series. Scale it down, bring it down. I only have a few series on my channel, and then I obviously do some unique videos in between those, but I want to make sure that I'm adding videos into the series so they don't just dissipate. And the more that you can focus your attention down into a singular idea, a niche, then the faster you're gonna grow and the faster that you're gonna get subscribers. That's what this whole video is about. How do you get subscribers? Focus your attention down, create these series, give your viewers something to expect and something to keep coming back for. That gets the YouTube algorithm to start suggesting your content more, which in turn will bring new people into your ecosystem, which will boost your channel. So guys, I highly suggest heading over to Pixel Film Studios. If you're a Final Cut user, they have a ton of awesome plugins. I'll list some of my favorites down below in the description. So since we've been talking about the biggest mistakes YouTubers make, I highly suggest you go to this video right here, right now, and learn some of the biggest mistakes that YouTubers make so that you don't make those same mistakes.